What we're going to try and do, we're going to try and make a duplicator for making propellers, yeah? Now, if you move that Hoover off there, kids, my two grandkids, yeah? And that piece of rubbish wood under your foot, you see it? Can you pick that up for me?
He's standing on my lap.
See it? Pick that wood up, goodbye. Right, now Lord and Hardy is at work now. Right now Lord and Hardy is at work. One's standing on it and the other one is trying to lift it up. Yeah. Good on you. Turn it on its side now. Turn it on its side. On its side. Sideways. Sideways. That's it. Wait. Now bring it out here. Right, now this is a piece of rubbish wood what we're going to make it out of, you see? Yeah? Now what we have to do, I want to watch Lord and Hardy at work again. You want to bring it out here and take it out into the garden so I can cut it with the jigsaw. Okay, right. Now I'll open the door. Watch the top. Go on. In you go. Right, Curly. Come on, Sparky. Put it on the table out there. Watch me. Oh, ah, oh, ow, oh, ah, oh, ah. That's it. Turn. Go on. Out you go. Put it on there. Now stand back so the picture can have a good view of it. Right, look at that now. That's going to be cut now, you see, and we're going to make, what we're going to make?
Propeller.
No, a duplicator for making propellers. Oh, you can make other stuff out of it, okay? Right. Lesson 1. Okay, now, this piece here is going to be the base. See, piece of rubbish wood I found in the skip. Nice piece, marine ply. Yeah. I'm not making it all out of marine ply, otherwise I won't be lifted. So that's a nice piece. What we doing there? It's going to be something like 20 inches. 20-inch base is big enough, yeah. And it's going to be 13 inches wide. Well, it can't be any wider because that's the width of the wood. Okay. So now we're going to cut. Right, now we've sanded the back end of this, we've sanded it, made it a bit cleaner. Now what we need to do now is we need roughly about just under 2 inches here and just under 2 inches there. Now what we do with that is we try and find a place for the camera. Right? And then somebody else has had a piece of 2B1, there it is. And you put it on the end like that. Okay. And just run the line out down it. Run it down a couple of times, like that. And then if you've got a good line there, and then you turn it around, and you do the same on the opposite side, right? Okay? Never mind the measuring and all that stuff. Just get a piece of it. It depends on what measurement you want to use, of course, you know. Okay. Now no one can say that they're different sizes because we've done it off the same piece of wood, right? Now we've got if you look at the wood, you've got this end is bigger than this end, and there's a reason for that. Is because there's a reason for that. This end here is bigger than this end. This is the end that's going to be blank. This is the end that the duplicating bars are going to be on. Okay, Doug? Right, so let's get on with that now and see. I've got to go out now and cut this to measurement. Okay? Okay, what we've done now, we've marked it up to there, right, and then we come down at an angle, and that is 2 inches in. From there to there is 2 inches in. So what I'm going to do now is cut that piece off there, and then do the same on the bottom one. And if we have a look at that now, it should be. Put it like that, and we can see how much of the difference is. See the back one? The back one is larger than the front one because we've allowed for this cut in here. Right. Right, now you see I put the hinges on if we stand up and look. See, that's the front, and you can see how it's stepped. That goes level. See, that will go level, and then it's level at the top. and it's stepped up, you see, right? And then what we do with that, we push that into place so it's tight fit and level, and then we screw these hinges in place, and we do the exact same on here. This has to have 3 hinges again. Put 3 hinges on there, yeah, and then we have 3 hinges on the back here for the other side, and then this one here, I'll show you as we go along, it gets hinges there so it'll move backwards and forwards like a door, you see, right. This is just rough wood just to show you how it works. I seen you in there, you were peeping, weren't you?
Yeah.
When you get your photo in the picture, don't you? See that now? It's got to have this to counteract the weight of the router at the front. Yeah. You see, this hook is for the rubber bands, yeah.
Rubber bands.
Yeah. Okay.
Rubber
Now
bands.
we can see how we're going. Rubber bands.
One the band.
Now if we hold it straight,
You left another one.
You can see there's a gap, and that's there for a reason. Also, if we hold it like that, you see when it's coming out like. Yeah. Okay. See. Now I changed the hinges because I wanted bigger hinges, wider hinges.
Oh, I found one.
And they're better with these hinges.
A bigger one.
Yeah, you see?
That one down.
Now if you look at it. What?
That.
Oh, that's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. Okay, now this is just a rough idea, a rough one. How you see how it's cut smaller at the front to allow it to go backwards and forwards. You see? Now what we do now, we let the glue go off. I've also drilled it, and I've started to assemble. I put it together now. You see if you, yeah. Okay. You can't see anything. This is a cheap and nasty way of doing it. Piece of old wood I found on the skip. Yeah. See what's happening? Yeah. Okay. This is a fun project to make for anybody. Yeah. You see how it's coming on? Anyone can make this. Absolutely great to make. Right, now you see rough cut wood, drill 2 holes in it. You should be able to see straight through them, yeah. There you go. Yeah, straight through. Just rough cut. That's a piece of 5B1, yeah. And you drill 2 holes right the way through. Make sure you're in the middle. Now watch, look at the way the grain is running. See the grain's running that way. Okay, right. Okay. You need 2 of them, like you see here. I've got, yeah, there's the one with the circle in. You see the circle now, that's got to be drilled and marked. If I do is mark it in and drill it on here. That's not bad. Okay, now we've got the bolt now, see? Alright, see that just drops in there. There you go. That drops in there nice and loose. Same on the other side. Now you don't sand it till you're ready to cut it. Just before you cut it, you sand it, because otherwise, if it goes wrong, you've not wasted all that time sanding it. Yeah. Okay, now I've cut them in half. You see the ring of the circle, and yeah, cut them in half. You see, yeah. And I also marked. I'm at the bottom, you see there, so I know which pair is which when I both put them together. And as yet I haven't sanded them down, I kept them rough. Okay, so you can put a mark there, yeah. Now what I've used for that circle, yeah, is a jam jar lid. See, I've used a jam jar lid for that. It's as good as anything. Right, and we'll see how that comes out now. I'm going to cut that out now. I'll do this one first, and then I'll do that one, then I'll do them 2. Okay, now I've cut both of them, and you can see how I've cut them, yeah. Now I can sand them up, so I can clean them up now and sand them up, because that's where you go there, One at the top, one at the bottom, yeah. Of course you have, there's two of them, and that's not bad, that's good. Now I might put under the board here, yeah, I put under the board in front to bring it forward more so it drops down farther. Okay, I'll sand them up. Okay, they're both sanded down now. Now if you look, one is bigger than the other, there's a reason for that. I wouldn't worry about that. Right? Now what this is, I'll just show you. This is treated rough cut. That's all it is, a piece of treated rough cut. Now, you see, that's all it is, a piece of treated rough cut when I cut a piece off of that, you see. The reason I choose this piece of wood is because it's very hard wearing and it takes a lot to break it, you know, across the grain like that. It takes a hell of a lot to break that, so that's good. It's better than the stuff that's already nice and neat and clean. It's much better than that, and you can always clean it up. And you see, we're almost there now. You see how this is working. If you look at it, see how it's working good. I've come forward 2 inches from the board. This is the baseboard that this sits on, and then we have a hook underneath for rubber bands that will go to here, and we have to put pegs on here. Now the doweling is this doweling, you see, piece of doweling, which is out of a full length doweling. There it is there. And I think this is, you see, you cut one to a pint. I'll show you why later. And you cut one like round, bally type end on it. And yeah, here we are, measuring tape. That's what we're looking for. Now, bear in mind, it doesn't have to be exactly. You can have it bigger, but you can't have it smaller. Now this particular one, it's cut to 8 inches. I mean, you can have 12-inch one. You see, you can cut a 12-inch, but you mustn't cut it underneath that. Minimum or maximum, whatever way you want to look at it, is 8 inches. Don't cut it any shorter. There's a reason for that, which will come all clear in a bit. This is a piece of 2x2, sorry, which I cut and drilled, and I'll show you how that works in a bit. Now there you go, I've put another piece on the front, you see, right. I've also screwed and glued it. Don't rely on the glue on its own, and don't rely on the screws, because of the vibrations it might come loose. And when all the glue goes off and the screws are in it, got a good grip. Now you can see how far down I've dropped it. So if I lift the baseboard up, you'll see how far down it is. Okay, there's a reason for that. It'll all come to light in a bit. Yeah. Now that, to me, that's phase 1 of this fun project. Now you see how it works. You see, it goes well. Yeah. Now this is probably done on loads of times, but I'm doing it on the cheap. What I've done, I've got the wider hinges on it as well now, instead of them shorter hinges. It gives it more grip. Let me see, what would it cost me up to now? Up to now I think it's cost me, in hinges and screws, the wood I got for now, I would have found in this skip, I should imagine it's cost me, up to now, right in this position, right there, with these screws as well, but I'll need more than that, for about £5 up to now. Yeah, I picked a router up on the car boot for £5 as well, so that was a good deal. So all in all, it's coming out pretty cheap, you know. And it's like a mould. You can make hundreds of items out of this, you know. Right, this is the propeller of the propeller, you see. It's 5-foot prop. Yeah, so 2.5 feet from there to there. That's the size of the prop. That's pretty good size. Now I've got these wheels, but I think they're too small. Yeah, too small, I'm sure they are. They need something that size. See, I made the axles, and they go here, you see, on there. But I think they're too small. I'll have a look. Hold on. Right, now this is the base of the project that I'm doing, and you see I've put the axle boxes in, you see there. Them I'm going to put another hole at roughly about ½ inch down from the top to give it more depth, you see, because it needs to be at least 8 inches here, yeah. But the wheels, I've got wheels now, you see, okay. Yeah, they're not too bad, them wheels, they're a bit bigger, but I still need to get them a bit. I'll bring them up another inch, yeah. Bring them up another inch. I think I'll give it a coat of paint to make it look pretty. Right, now I've given it a first coat. I'll give it 2 coats to make it look a bit nicer. That's just the bottom of it done. What I've actually done on the axle, I put another hole 1 inch up to give it more depth, yeah. And I think it looks a bit better. Now if you're going to do this, you make sure that you put the holes in place first of all. Let me show you. Right, make sure you put these in place and drill the holes before you paint it. You see, yeah. And the same on this side, if you look at it. Holes in place there, holes in place there. Good. Make sure it doesn't stick with the paint. Be about right there, that'll be right. Yes. I'll put another hook here for the rubber bands. Might not need them yet, but you never know. There you go, see? When I put it right up now, I'll paint the inside and the top. I'll give it another coat, give it 2 coats, make it look nice. Nice. That's it. Okay. Now, see what I've done on here. I've put wing nuts on here, see? Yeah, for easy to undo. You can undo them. Don't you? Now when you put these on, what you do, yeah, you put a normal washer, as you can see, a normal washer, yeah, and then you put a spring washer on top. That'll stop any vibrations of the wing nuts coming undone. This moves up and down, then you see. Now this is why you need this no shorter than 8 inches, right? Because this has to correspond with the bottom of the router. See? Now when your bit's in the router, and it's touching the base, then this has to touch the base. Also, this has got to be the same distance out from here as the router, otherwise you'll get a different reading when you make your patterns. That's very important, that part. But this is a fun project. I'm enjoying making this. Yeah, I'm just going to go out now and look for an old pram because I need the wheels off it. Yep. See what that's like tomorrow. Right, now, for this what we're going to make, what I'm going to show you how to make, you need a mug of tea or coffee, yeah, you need a straight edge, you need a piece of dowel, hardwood dowel, 8 inches long, piece of 2x2, mark it in the centre, mark it for the bolts here, 4, okay, you've got to mark it down the middle for a, to cut it. You have to mark it in the middle, roughly in the middle there. You've got to cut that there, straight down there, right? Then your bolts that you use are 3 inches. Okay. Now you can use longer, but you're better off with longer bolts. Use the 6-inch long, 6-inch cut the bolt, which is ideally what you need. And I'm going to show you how to build a copying machine for wood or plastic, which I've looked on YouTube, and I've looked everywhere. I can't see how nobody shows you how to make one. This is my attempt at doing a project that's fun, and I think you will enjoy. And if you think, oh, what a load of rubbish, perfectly okay, you're right. There's a lot of people out there that says, oh, what's he doing now? Well, I'm just having a go at something to do, but there's always somebody out there to pay you upon. Now, anyway, back to this, okay? What we have to do with this, we've got to round the end off, make it in type like ball type, and on the opposite end we make it look like a pencil type. That's for the intricate work, you know, like small pictures or small. If you wanted to make that out of wood, you see, this is where the small end comes in. Yeah. Anyway, back to this. Now we're going to cut this here. First of all, we're going to drill it. We're going to find this, make sure that's proper in the centre. It don't matter if it's slightly off, don't matter, but it's got to be as close to the centre as you possibly can get it. Yeah. You don't have to be a genius with wood to make this. This is just pieces of rough, what I've sanded down, 2x2. Now we're going to drill the hole here, and then we're going to drill 4 holes here. Yeah, I'm going to half drill it and then show you how I've done it. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the bit's got to be the same diameter as the dowel. Okay, now we've got the hole in the middle, we've got the mark in the middle. Make sure that pinch down on it. Right. Now the camera will probably fall over. Well, it might be a good idea to plug it in. Bear with me for a minute. Right, we're in. And now also remember to put a piece of wood underneath to get a good cut coming out through the other side. If you don't have a piece of wood on the other side, what's going to happen? You're either going to catch it on the metal plate, or you're going to get rough cut when the drill comes out. But if you have a piece of wood underneath, keep it pressed well down, then you'll get a good. Now with this, you don't need to free guide it. You mustn't free guide. You've got to get the drill to do the work. Yep. Yeah, that's true now. That's out. Pull it out. That's the first one done. Okay, now we have to change the bit to drill the holes for the bolts. Okay, now what we're going to do is hold on a minute now. Okay, now what I've done, I've just sanded a bit off here, sanded a bit off there, just put it on the sander, and now when it's closed now, you see, it's a bit like an egg shape. Now this will fit in there, and it'll give us a good gap, see, a good gap there. Right, so now when I squeeze it, I can't pull it out, see, it just won't pull out. And I just clean it up now, and that's nearly finished. Okay, now I'll just show you in this block. If you're worried about holding this underneath there and it flying off and hitting you in the fingers, you can either use the vise, or you can make a vise out of a piece of wood, piece of rough cut wood, see? Just make sure that that fits in there, yeah? Make sure it fits in there and it's a nice snug fit. Not too tight. And then when you put the piece you're working on in there like that, get it lined up in the middle. Okay, now that is actually holding that now. That's an easy way to stop your hands from getting this thing spinning around and hitting you in the finger, and you end up with black nails and what have you. But you see, that will go in there, pull it down, and the same applies to small. Usually if you're doing rough wood, rough cuts. Now I'll leave it loose and that's if you're worried about the wood trapping your hands or whatever you're working on. You can do metal as well, but don't use wood. If you're going to use metal drilling, don't use wood for a vise. Try and cut it out of metal or whatever, you know, because wood won't go anywhere with metal. But that's how you protect your hands and that. Right, now we're going to make the handle for holding the machine. So we're going to use this vise I made. I'm going to push that in there like that, see? Yeah. Bring it back. Let's see how far this goes down. That won't work. Okay. There you go, I'll do it. And then, you don't have to be anywhere accurate with this. Just make sure that you find as close to this edge as you possibly dare. Close to 1 inch if you possibly dare. Don't go all the way through. It's gone in a good depth, that, but don't go all the way through. You need a good solid piece. You see, that's ideal. That. Now the forcing bit's slightly fatter than that, but I wouldn't worry about that because the glue will fill that up when I put it in. Now, if you can see in the hole, there's a dot in the middle made by the forcing bit. So what you do now is you drill that hole straight the way through, and then you countersink it on this side. Put your glue in, push that in place. Put your screw in, screw it right in till it's a good grip, and it'll screw into that as well. That's your handle, that's important. Okay? Okay, now you see I've drilled a hole in that. As you can see there, I've drilled a hole in it, and you can see right the way through. You can see the hole, yeah? Then put the glue on it. Twist it when you push it in, twist it till it goes to the end. Now I've countersunk the back. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put the screw in it, and that screw will go right into that, and it'll hold it in extra strength, but the glue will stop it moving about anyway. Okay, now it's on place. You see it's in place. Now you see why you've got the wing nuts, and because you can undo them, so that if you want to take them down, move this up and down, whatever, make sure they're tight. There's the handle. You see it looks better when it's painted up, but keep your handle. Do not get paint on this or on the inside. Now the other thing is that this part here has got to be the same height as the bottom of the bit that'll be in the router, and also it's got to be the same distance from here to the tip of to that, right? And that one the same. So you put that one in, you put the router in place first, then you work on this one to get this right, and we'll show you how to do this next. How we get the router to fix in position. Right, I've put it together now. You see, that's it together. Now what you really need to do is use 6-inch bolts. See them, 6-inch. Because don't forget, you've got to go through something an inch thick as well, because that's the back plate. It's got to go through an inch thick back plate. You can always cut the bolts down, but that's that piece made. That's that one piece made. You see, right? Okay. Now you see what I mean about the handle, yeah? When it's on. Yep. That's the way it wants to be, like that. The handle wants to be like that, see? The handle has to be in the inside because I'll show you in a bit as we go over it anyway. You see, if you have a look at how we've got the handle on here. You see? There. Handle there on the inside of that. But it's outside here, if you see. Yeah. And there we go. Now I'm going to show you how to make these brackets to hold the router in place. Now I can't show you the exact one that I made for mine because your router might be different in diameter, it might be different in width, whatever. We'll have a look and see what. Okay. Now you see, this is for your router. It's just basically showing you how to make it for your router. I can't give you the dimensions because your router might be totally different than mine. But you see, you drill the holes right the way through. Yeah, you have to go in that way and then turn it around and go that way, so they mix unless you get a long bit. And when you've done your holes, you should be able to drop in. Just drop them in like that. You see, that's the way you should do it. Like that. Okay. That's what you're looking at. You're looking at 2 of them, depending again on the size. You see, some might have a small router, and some may have a large router. You see, depending on what that is. But that's yours. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this straight up the middle, and then cut out this piece here. Again, I'll come back. Right, now I've cut the center. I've cut the centers out. You see, and. You see them like that, right? And then if I get my bolts, yeah. I'm coming in now. Give one in. I'm coming in now. Make a brew.
Can you cut these first?
Yeah, okay.
No.
There you go.
Sorry.
Right. That's made now. That's all sorted. That's just showing you how to do it. It's not actually going to be used for anything. Okey-doke. Right, two of the wheels now, I've sanded them down, you see. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Oh, yeah, stand back and look. Right, now the idea of that is now, you see the dowel. Good. Okay, I'll do the other side now. Okay, now you see how I've got the gap here?
Yeah.
And you've got to make sure that there's room for the switch to lock the router when you're there, because otherwise you won't be able to lock it. Now the gap here is the same as the gap there. See, that's important, very important. Okay, now all 4 wheels are on. There's the other 2. You see? At the moment it looks like a go-kart, doesn't it? See, all four wheels are on now. Yeah. See what I mean about the gap here, so you can use a different size router, and then if you tighten it up, that gap will close into whatever size it is, or if it's bigger. You see, right? Now, it's getting there. Well, what I've done now, I've made the work table, what the machine goes on, and I've gone right to the back of the shed, so it's the width of the shed, and I've put a board at the front, a kicker board, to stop me putting rubbish underneath. There's another name for it, but I can't think of what it is. You see, now that's a good surface. That's made out of marine ply, inch thick, so that's pretty strong. Then you've got 3x2 underneath as the uprights, so that's not going to go anywhere. That's pretty good now. See, not quite finished yet, but it'll be there. Right, okay, right now, you see, you need the weights on the back. I've put an old broomstick handle here, drilled a hole here the same diameter as that, drilled it from underneath, put a screw in it, glued it first, and you need a weight on the back, so it's going to be dead light. It's going to be the same weight as the front. See? Yeah, you don't want to do heavy, because if it's heavy and you have to lift it, then the wheels will come off the track. But between the weight of the front and the weight of the back, it keeps it down in the middle. And see? Okay, and up and down. Now, that's what your rail should look like. 2B1, countersink the screws in, bring them right the way through. That's this here. And then the top rail, which is inch dowel, again, drill a hole, file a hole, countersink it, stick a screw in it, make sure the screw is level with the wood. That's what it should look like. Then I call these pencils, but you might call them something else. They're the same diameter as the dowels you're going to use. See, same diameter. Okay, that's that one, and then this one. Yeah, that is actually the same diameter, and that's when it goes here. See, and then you make sure that that is down the same depth as your dowel. The dowel's down the same depth as your router bit, so that you get the exact reading. That's pretty straight that, and it goes. And then the table I put it on is like that, right? That's what it should look like there. This track, the track, 2B1, 1 inch dowel on top. Drill a hole, countersink it, put your screw in all the way through so it's flush. Same with the dowel, glue it, put your glue on, then your dowel, drill a pilot hole, countersink it, put your screw right in, that'll stop it vibrating. I wish I didn't have this cold, but there you go. These are just the bits I've shown you before, what they were for and how to use them. But there's the machine, the fun machine's made. And this was a real fun project. There she goes. That's her made. I can make anything with that, right? As you'll see in some of my videos. Hope you've enjoyed it. Bear in mind, these have been out for years, but nobody shows you how to make one. I made one of these years and years ago.